Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to A.O.S Abroad. Thank you so much for joining today. Really do appreciate you. And today we are taking another wonderful session, another session that is going to really rock your socks. Today we are going to explain about some trending news from IRCC, from Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. So we are going to be talking about two different news updates that we were given. Though one of them have been, or let me say the both of them actually, we have heard some things about them before, but today they are actually bringing more light. They are shedding more light to these topics. So today we at AOS Abroad too, we are going to talk about them. And if you are part of those that are going to be affected, it's better you actually wait and listen to what we have for you today. So that being said, um, we received some information about Canada immigration today. Today being 25th of March 2025. And Canada informed us about a lot of changes, or let me say, some changes towards two different things towards permanent residence applications and also express entry program. And these changes are going to affect quite a lot of people. Do you understand? For some, it's going to be positive, and for some, it may more or less be something that will not really benefit you. But be that as it may, let's dive into the crux of the matter. When Canada sends an information like this particular information, for those that are on YouTube, you'll see that we actually shared uh, what they call the screen. We shared um, what they call it now, email. The email message we actually got from IRCC, from Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. And this email, today we are going to be deciphering what IRCC wrote in the email, on the email we received. So it's very crucial so that you'll be able to know, do you understand, what you too need to take cognizance of when it comes to applying for express entry or creating your express entry profile. And secondly, when it comes to you actually applying for permanent residence later on once you get selected for, you understand, immigration to Canada. So that being said, let's really dive into the crux of the matter and see for ourselves, what does IRCC want us to learn? What do they want us to know about the what? About the recent changes that they have actually done towards their programs. Do you understand? And how you as someone can actually take advantage, because something about immigration is there will always be changes. There will always be changes. And instead of you detesting those changes, rather, you should understand why those changes are abound and what you can do to actually benefit from those changes. Because at the end of the day, you have to be objective enough to see changes as things that are positive and to adapt to those changes as they come, so that you won't just be getting vexed, you won't just be getting what do you call it, um agitated towards the wrong things. Okay, Kahu says hi Kahu from Kahu from TikTok. She's greeting, or he's greeting us. How are you too? How's everything? So let's move on. Number one, the first um, email message we got from IRCC that I will be talking about today is the email centered on the title Important Information, Removal of Job Offer Points. And let's talk about the French counterpart. Because for any time IRCC sends such emails, they always send it in two languages. You understand? One of the ways for you to know legit email messages you receive from IRCC and the fake ones. One easy way to know is because there are two official languages in Canada, both English and French. So if you see someone claiming or sending you a message claiming to be from IRCC and that person doesn't put the French counterpart of that message, you should know that it is more or less going to be a bogus a You understand? A bogus message. So just like they said, okay, carousel is great. Yeah, thanks. Just as they said in the English, important information, removal of job offer point. They also put a slash or you understand space and they said information importante, suppression des points accordés pour une offre d'emploi. I'll take that again. Information importante, suppression des points accordés pour une offre emploi. Now that's very important so that you know that when they are saying suppression, the removal as well, it can also mean removal, even though the other it can mean deletion too. Deletion of points or recognized or related points for what? For job offers. Thank you very much. I see a lot of people liking Kahu. Thank you very much. I see you are liking live session on TikTok. So let's move on. As I said, this message was received from Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. And likewise, just like they put the English aspect of their name, they also put the French part of their name, which is Immigration, Réfugiés et Citoyenneté Canada. Or Canada. Now, let's move on. They are telling us here, after they gave us the logo of the government of Canada, the next thing we see is la version française suit le texte anglais. As I said, anytime we get an email message from the official, what they call it, IRCC, they would always put the English and they would put the French. But sometimes, or let me say most times, before they even start the English content of the messages, they would always tell you la version française suit le texte anglais. What does that mean? That the French version of this message can be seen followed by the what or be seen following the English text. So that means as soon as you read the English, you will also read the French or you see the French underneath. Okay, I'm saying Kaho. Kaho is asking on TikTok, is it also applicable for those whose files are already in the pool? Now, good question. This is a very good question. Is it applicable? The changes we are saying today, is it applicable to those that are already in the express entry pool? Now, there are two types of people that are always in the express entry pool. Those that have started the applications and those that are just there but have not been selected. And how can you get selected? There are two major ways. Either to get selected by the federal government or to get selected by the provincial government. If you have gotten selected by the provincial government, that means you are under what we know as the provincial nominee programs. Do you understand? As a result of that, you may have already gotten points for your job. But again, I don't want to even jump the gun. Let's read what IRCC has to say. Don't let's jump the gun. Let's read what they say. I believe the answer to that your question will be there. Do you understand? Even though normally we should know the difference. If you are still in the express entry pool and you have not gotten selected, most likely you will not get points for that again. But if you have started an application and it has already been approved or it is already in the state of being processed, most likely you would also get points for the job points. But let's read what they have to say, because I don't want to say just my own view or what most people will say in the immigration sphere. Let's read what they have. What did they say on the email that they sent to us today? As I said, they sent this email March 25th, 2025. And today, for those that know the time, this is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. So it is as new, as recent, as updated as possible. So anything we see on this email, for those that are joining us on YouTube, you can actually see that we are also sharing the live. If you want to go on our YouTube, A.O.S Abroad, just check A.O.S Abroad on YouTube, and you'll see this exact what they call it, email message we are reading to you. So let's move on. We said IRCC stated, "Good day. You are receiving this message because you signed up for email updates from Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) on express entry." So there's nothing special about you receiving emails from IRCC. If you also want to receive emails from IRCC, you can just go on canada.ca and go to the section that relates to immigration and actually subscribe basically subscribe or sign up for their email updates, and you'll always be getting their email updates anytime it's available. Now let's move on. They said the online system, which is the system of the express entry that we use to manage immigration applications from skilled workers. Now the express entry, just like the question Kao was asking, that does this apply to those that are already in the pool? You understand? Those ones that they have their files already in the pool. IRCC is telling you right now that the updates that they are going to share now is centered on those that have their what that have their applications, immigration applications from skilled workers, you understand, on the platform. Let's now continue reading. They are telling us, do you understand? They are telling us that on December 23rd, 2024, that is last year, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, announced a temporary measure in the express entry system aimed at reducing fraud. Do you understand? They said if you look at that temporary measure that they placed on express entry, the goal was to what? The goal was to reduce fraud, to reduce people scamming the system, to reduce people actually making, you understand, a mockery of the Canadian system. And I'll send a link on YouTube for that so that you can also read that article that they also shared on their website about how Canada takes action to reduce fraud in the what? In the express entry system, right? Now let's move on. They are now telling us that this measure seeks to eliminate the incentive to illegally buy or sell labor market impact assessment, LMIA, and job offers, which is known as arranged employment, with the intention of improving one's chances of being selected as a permanent resident of Canada. Now, this is very important. This aspect is very, very important because if you don't understand the reason behind some of these changes, you may just be detesting the change. But if you understand it, rather than detest it and not work proactively to benefit yourself, you would think deeply about what consequences or effect this has and work towards something else. Now, what they are telling us is that a lot of people have been buying and they have been selling LMIAs and job offers. Someone that wants to be an employee in Canada, do you understand? You actually go and meet an employer, and that employer will say, "Oh, I have a job for you if you are willing to pay this amount of money." And there are different stories, different news you have heard. People selling jobs for 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 Canadian dollars or more. Now they are telling us that one of the ways or one of the reasons why they put this temporary measure is to what? Is to reduce this kind of frauds that are actually happening. They said effective March 25, 2025. That means effective today, March 25, 2025. IRCC will be implementing changes to the Comprehensive Ranking System, CRS, the Comprehensive Ranking System, for both the current candidates in the express entry pool and future applicants. Now, this is where your question comes in. Kahu from TikTok. Kahu asked the question that is it applicable? What is applicable? This thing we're referring to, this update we're referring to, is it applicable for those whose files are already in the pool? Now, IRCC is answering you. They are giving you your response. They are saying effective March 25, 2025, effective today, Gongo, IRCC will be implementing changes to the Comprehensive Ranking System, CRS, for both the current candidates in the express entry pool. If you are a candidate in the express entry pool, that means you have not gotten selected. You have not gotten selected. You are just still sitting in the pool. And two, for future applicants, for those that will still create express entry profiles. Do you understand? For those that will still create express entry profile. Now, they now said this applies to all candidates who have job offers and can be awarded points as follows. That means they said this update, this news, it affects those who have job offers and can be awarded points as follows. One, you can be awarded 200 points for job offers in occupations classified under major group 00 of the National Occupation Classification Matrix, e.g. senior management positions. For people that have senior management positions, that will get 200 points initially from what? From express entry. Now it is no longer possible to get the 200 points for what? For job offers in Canada. Two, 50 points for job offers in any other skilled occupations. So if you're not part of senior management positions, if maybe you are a professional, you are a college holder, and you may be like you're a tradesperson, that kind of thing, you would also normally have 50 additional points to your express entry profiles. But now they have cancelled both the 200 points that senior managers get and the 50 points that other professionals get. Do you understand? It has been cancelled as of today, March 25, 2025. Right? Are we following? Now, let's move on. Back to your question again, Kahu. You were asking that does it apply to those who are already in the pool, who already have applications in the pool? Canada said, if your express entry profile currently includes a qualifying job offer. Now, this is where it becomes interesting, Kahu, and other people that would like to know. He said, again, let me reiterate, if and only if your express entry profile currently includes a qualifying job offer, please note, he said, please note that the additional CRS points associated with this factor will be removed. Big issue, big wahala. This is where the big wahala comes in. So if you already had a job offer, you understand, the job offer was already added to your express entry profile, but apparently you have not started your application, or your application has not been approved, you are still sitting in the pool to get selected, then that point of whether 50 points additional or 200 points additional will be what? Effacé. Will be deleted en français. Supprimé will be what? Deleted. Will be what? Ejaculé. Don't talk about that. That's different. Will just be removed, basically. Sadly, I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm not to be crying. No, let us cry. But I'm just letting you know that is what is happening. They now said, although this change will officially take effect on March 25, 2025, which is today, it may take a few days for your CRS points to be updated accordingly in your profile. So even though, yes, you may go on your express entry profile now and still see the points associated with what? Job offer. But they said, don't fright, don't think too much. Even though they not remove it today, they can remove it some few other days following this. Now I said, if you do not currently have a qualifying job offer, look at it. If you don't currently have a qualifying job offer to help you get either the 50 points or the 200 points, he said, please be aware, be informed. Don't say you do not know, because some people like to blame other people. Yes. So people like to blame. Oh, you did not tell me. Oh, I did not know. Oh, why did I go and get job? Why did you all those blaming Thomases? The mention of blaming. Doubting Thomas we have already. But maybe blaming Judas. Let's say blaming Judas. Some people will be blaming other people. They are not telling you, IRCC is telling you, if you do not currently have a qualifying job offer, please be informed, be aware that you will no longer be able to gain additional CRS points for this factor as of March 25, 2025. Now, this is where my brothers and sisters, especially for those still looking for jobs, I'm not saying not looking for jobs, especially if you are looking for a job for the new caregiver program, pilot program that will get introduced March 31st and things like that. But any job offer that you are getting, note that it won't help you for express entry anymore. You understand? So if you are not using it for the other programs that require job offer, don't say because you just get selected by other programs, you now want to use it for express entry. It will not work again. it will not work. Because people will always ask, okay, if I go and get a job now, if I do this and do this, how many programs can I apply for so that I'm not just, you understand, it's not just wasting it, not select me for one program. IRCC is telling you that for express entry, as of today, you won't get additional points for job offers any longer. Now they said this change will not affect your eligibility to remain in the pool. Now look at this one, this is important. And no action is required on your path. No action is required on your part. They said it won't affect your eligibility. So what are your eligibility criteria? The criteria that you can use for eligibility? Because some people, as I do always tell some of our clients, many of them actually, there are people they will forget the primary criteria to get their eligibility sorted, and they'll gonna be focusing on the secondary criteria. Don't be like this set of people. Don't be like. What are the primary criteria? There are three, basically three. Oh my, sorry. Number one is what? Number one criteria for you to be in the express entry pool is your educational credentials, whether be it from Canada or whether be it you have gotten your educational credential assessment, your report for programs you did outside of Canada. Two is your what? Your language proficiency. The more points you have, just like the more certificates you have, the better your chances. And lastly, your work experience. How can you show that you have plus 6 months or more than 6 months, years of experience? Now moving on. The job offer is the secondary criteria. It will not affect, as I said, it will not affect your eligibility to remain in the pool. That is if you have very good points under these three first requirements. Yes, we have other ones like your age, your adaptability to Canada, your admissibility, all those things, but the major three was the one I referred to. Okay. Now they are saying if you have an active invitation to apply, ITA. Now note, this is where the question that was asked again becomes relevant. If you have an active invitation to apply, that means IRCC have already selected you. They have already shown interest in having you in Canada. They said that has not expired. That means an ITA invitation to apply that has not expired or has not yet been declined by you, you are not affected by this change and will remain eligible for that specific round of invitation. So let's take an hypothetical example. Last month, February, you were selected under the job specific or job related draws of express entry. And yes, you have an ITA that maybe is already 3 weeks, 4 weeks old. In fact, you have already accepted that invitation. The only thing is you are already gathering your documentation to submit a full what? A full application for permanent residence to IRCC. But you can still see yourself, you understand, in the express entry. But you have also started an application under PR. You have not just submitted it. And you added the job offer points that allowed you to get what? That allowed you to get the invitation to apply for express entry, for permanent residence under express entry. Then this new update, this new information doesn't apply to you. You understand? You are not going to be affected by the change that they stated, where they were explaining that those who are going to be getting their jobs will not have job offer points for express entry any longer. Now let's read on. They said, important, please note, they are telling us, IRCC is telling us on this email message, please note that the job offer factor will still be part of the following. Now, they'll still be part of the following three things. Number one, they'll still be part of the selection grid for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. So they'll still be under FSWP, under the selection grid to see, you understand, those that have certain requirements. They said they'll still be part of the eligibility for the Federal Skilled Trades Program, the FSTP. For those that know FSTP, you can either have experience and have licenses to practice, or you have a job offer in that niche. They also said it will still be part of the provincial nominee program, where provinces or territories can consider a qualifying job offer for eligibility or selection criteria. And this is where I'm going to. The fact that Express Entry is no longer giving job offers points to what candidates under the Express Entry pool, that does not mean that the whole of Canada is not allowing you to get a job and come into Canada by virtue of that job. No. Just like I said, the new caregiver program requires a job offer. Provincial nominee programs require job offer. FSTP requires job offer. The only thing is that you will not get additional points under the Express Entry for such job offers again. Now, they said, IRCC stated, it is important to continue including the details of any job offers in your Express Entry profile to ensure you remain eligible for various programs. Now, what are they telling us? They are telling us that even though you will not get points, CRS points, that would accumulate 50 point plus or 200 plus points to your already accumulated points, you still need to show or to include any details you have about the job offers that you have received from Canada in your Express Entry profile. You understand? To remain eligible for all those other programs mentioned, PNPs, FSTPs, FSWP. And of course, IRCC says, thank you for your interest in immigrating to Canada. Sincerely, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Now, for the French speakers amongst us, or those that are willing to learn French, let's read the French aspect. Let's read the French version of this email, so that you are much more abreast of the French, you understand, language. So, IRCC stated, bonjour, vous recevez ce message parce que vous vous êtes inscrit aux mises à jour par courriel d'immigration, réfugiés et citoyenneté Canada, IRCC, or IRCC as they say in French. Sur Entrée Express, le système en ligne que nous utilisons pour gérer les demandes d'immigration des travailleurs qualifiés. Vous comprenez ça? Do you understand what I said? D'accord. It's just the same thing that they said in the English version, but I'm just saying it in French for our French listeners. Now, they said, le 23 décembre 2024, Immigration, Réfugiés et Citoyenneté Canada, IRCC, a annoncé une mesure temporaire dans le système Entrée Express afin de réduire la fraude. Cette mesure vise à éliminer d'incitation à l'achat ou à la vente illégale des études d'impact sur le marché du travail, EIMT, et des offres d'emploi réservées dans le but d'améliorer ses chances d'être sélectionné comme résident permanent au Canada. C'est clair? D'accord. À compter du 25 mars 2025, IRCC mettra en œuvre des modifications au système de classement global, SCG, pour les candidats actuels du bassin Entrée Express et les futurs demandeurs. Cela s'applique à tous les demandeurs qui en offrent d'emploi et peuvent se voir attribuer des points comme suit. 20 points. S'il s'agit d'une offre d'emploi dans une profession faisant partie du grand groupe 00 ou bien 00 de la matrice de la classification nationale des professions par exemple, un poste de cadre supérieur. Ou, ça c'est le deuxième, 50 points s'il s'agit d'une offre d'emploi dans toute autre profession qualifiée. Mais maintenant, on a dit aussi, si votre profil Entrée Express comprend actuellement une offre d'emploi admissible, veuillez noter que les points supplémentaires attribués dans le SCG liés à ce facteur seront supprimés. Efficacité. Bien que ce changement prenne officiellement en effet le 25 mars 2025, il faudra peut-être quelques jours pour que vos points dans le SCG soient mis à jour en conséquence de votre profil. Si vous n'avez pas d'offre d'emploi admissible actuellement, sachez que vous ne pourrez plus gagner des points supplémentaires dans le SCG pour ce facteur à compter du 25 mars 2025. C'est clair? Cette modification n'aura aucune incidence sur votre admissibilité à demeurer dans le bassin et aucune action n'est requise de votre part. Si vous avez une invitation à présenter une demande qui n'a pas expiré ou qui n'a pas été refusée, vous n'êtes pas concerné par ce changement et resterez éligible pour cette série d'invitations spécifiques. Important maintenant. Veuillez noter que le facteur offre d'emploi fera toujours partie des éléments suivants. Premièrement, la grille de sélection pour le programme des travailleurs qualifiés fédéral. Numéro 2, l'admissibilité au programme des travailleurs de métiers spécialisés fédéral. Numéro 3, le programme des candidats des provinces, dans le cadre duquel les provinces ou territoires peuvent prendre en compte une offre d'emploi d'admissible pour les critères d'admissibilité ou de sélection. Non, 17. On a dit encore. Il est important de continuer à inclure les détails de toute offre d'emploi dans votre profil d'entrée express afin de vous assurer de rester admissible aux différents programmes. Nous vous remercions de votre intérêt à immigrer au Canada. Cordialement, Immigration, Réfugiés et Citoyenneté Canada, IRCC. Maintenant, merci beaucoup. Accompagne-tu les messages? Ça, c'est le premier message. Le premier message du RCC, aujourd'hui, 25 mars 2025. On va maintenant continuer à discuter par rapport au deuxième message. On a déjà reçu aujourd'hui aussi pour comprendre, pour expliquer les nouvelles choses pour la résidence permanente au Canada. D'accord. What did I say basically in French? I was just saying that that was the first message we received today. The first message, especially for those that are still in the express entry pool but have not gotten selected. Si vous avez déjà créé un profil dans les express, dans l'entrée express, ce message, c'est pour vous. Mais si vous avez déjà commencé en appli ou bien en application pour la résidence permanente au Canada, le deuxième message, c'est pour vous. So if you have already created or started up an application for permanent residence under Express Entry, then this second message we are going to be talking about applies to you. D'accord? Maintenant, je vais partager le deuxième message sur YouTube pour notre pour notre follower. So we are going to actually be sharing the second screen for those that are following us about, and what is this second information talking about? This second information is talking about medicals, upfront medicals. D'accord? Now they said as of October 1st, just like they said, just like la version française suit le texte anglais. So this French aspect to follow the what, or the French version will follow the English. But let's read the French or the English version first. They said as of October 1st, 2023, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, no longer requires express entry applicants and their family members to provide an upfront medical examination, IME, at the time of application. Now, for instance, when we were working on our own immigration to Canada, we needed to actually submit the upfront medicals to kind of fast track the application. Do you understand? To fast track the application. But now they are telling you, don't go and beg and get an upfront medicals. You don't need it again. You don't need to get an upfront medicals to apply for what? To apply for express entry right now. Rather, they would ask of it. They will ask you for it when the time comes that, okay, go and get your what? Go and get your permanent residence medical examination done when the time is right. You know, they said when completing your application, you will be asked to upload proof of your upfront medical examination in the Express Entry profile builder. But this is no longer required. It's no longer required to actually submit that. If you have previously completed an IME as part of a previous application, please include it in your application using the same upload slot. So for instance, if you have applied for maybe study permits before or work permits before and they requested for medicals, then you can submit it in that slot where they will ask for upfront medicals. But note, you should include the IME or the UMI number of your most recent medical exam. So if you have 2 to 3 medical exams that you have done over the years, the one that, like basically the 2024 one or the 2025 one is the one you should submit. Don't submit 2023, 2022, 2022. They may not really need those ones again because those ones have expired. Now they are telling us that if you have never completed an IME before now, please upload a blank document in the same upload slot. So just a blank document, a document that don't need to be an IME is what you should submit. They said IRCC will send you instructions when it is time to what? To complete your IME. Only if a new IME is required. Now they will tell you, go and actually get a new IME. That is if they really need that IME. If they don't need it, they won't tell you to go and get it. If, just like I said before, if you have had a medical examination done before, they may not require you to submit a new one. And of course, IRCC says, thank you for your interest in Canada. Thank you sincerely, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Now, again, that is for those who what? That is for those who are already in the what? That are already in the process of their immigration to what? To Canada. They have already started something. They are not just, you understand, their medical examination for express entry application has already, or let me say their process for immigration has already what? Has already started. Now you may say, let's read the French version, the French version of that message as well, since we read the French version of the first one. Now they said, IRCC said, à partir du 1er octobre 2023, Immigration, réfugiés et citoyenneté Canada, IRCC, n'exige plus que les demandeurs d'entrée express et les membres de leur famille subissent un examen médical immigration IMI préalable au moment de la demande. Similar to what they said in English. You don't need upfront medicals again. The now said, lorsque vous remplissez votre demande, when you are submitting your application, il vous sera demandé de téléverser la preuve de votre examen médical préalable dans l'outil de création de profil d'entrée express. It's still important for you to upload something. Mais cela n'est plus obligatoire. But this is not what is not compulsory again. Si vous avez déjà effectué un EMI dans le cadre d'une candidature précédente, veuillez inclure ce EMI dans votre demande en utilisant le même créneau de téléchargement. Incluez le numéro IME ou UMI de votre examen le plus récent. Si vous n'avez jamais complété un EMI, veuillez téléverser un document vide dans ce même créneau. IRCC vous enverra des instructions lorsqu'il sera temps pour vous de compléter votre EMI. Si un nouveau examen est requis. Merci de votre intérêt au Canada. Sincèrement, Immigration, Réfugiés et Citoyenneté Canada. C'est clair tout le monde? Is that clear, everyone? D'accord. So we come to the end of all the information that were shared on the messages that were received by Canada or that were received by our candidates from Canada today. If you have any questions, please ask us right now. If you are not clear about some of the information we shared, please ask us right now. If you are part of those that are going to be affected either by the job offer updates or by the medical examination updates, please, let's talk about it. Drop your questions on the comment section or your comments. If you have some questions, drop it on the comment section. If you have some comments, drop it on the comment section. If you want to see clarifications, drop it on the comment section. And if you just want to comment me, you understand? Put any comment about me, put it on the comment section, or comment about maybe the cap you like, because some people always like my cap. You understand? My weave. Put it on the comment section. All right. Thank you very much. For those that know us, every week we actually come on live at least once to talk about trending topics about immigration, to give you updates about what is happening in the lives of immigrants in Canada, and kind of to learn from ourselves about our experiences, about what we have felt. For many people that are working on their immigration, I remember people like me when I started my own immigration. The first updates they shared about job offer, it won't apply to me because I was not actively looking for a job. Rather, I was focused on my primary eligibilities, which I mentioned: the language requirements, the educational background, and the work experience. And that's what many people will still be focusing on now. So they don't get affected by the job offer points that are going to be reduced from the CRS or under the Express Entry, you understand, program. Similarly, for the medicals, even though I did medicals, yes, I remember I did upfront medicals. I went to Lagos, when was that, Ziko or so, the island. I went to do my medicals, upfront medicals, even though I was still requested to go for an updated medicals after they selected me under the what? Under the provincial government and later on under the express entry once I got my additional 600 points for the provincial nominee or nomination. Now that reminds me, people will be asking that, oh, if there's no points for job again, there's no 50 points, there's no 200 points, then how can I what? How can I still get additional points for express entry? Now, how can you get additional points for express entry? Is the basis of provincial nominee programs. I do always tell people, even the job offer people are dying to go and get, they will not get you points as the points for provincial nominee or provincial nomination programs will get you. Do you understand? They will not get you points as such. Now, 600 points for PMPs are more than what? They are more than that of the job offers. If you get 600 points under the provincial nominee programs, you are more or less, most likely, guaranteed to actually come into Canada as a permanent resident already. You are most likely guaranteed immigration to Canada because even just only that 600 points without any other CRS points, many provinces, not even provinces, federal government will pick you, they will select you, they will give you invitation to apply for permanent residence. I remember when I got my own 600 points, one additional 600 points under provincial nominee programs, I had over 1,000. And how many how many CIS points sef is available in the express entry? I think it's like 1,002, 1,200 points. You understand? And for someone having more than 1,049 points, you know that that person is more or less guaranteed, you understand, invitation, IT, to apply for permanent residence. Do you understand? So please, I do always tell people, focus on what really matters. And some people, so many provinces, many programs, many streams under PMPs don't really require you to have job offers. I do tell people I created expression of interest under about 4 different provinces. 4 different provinces. You understand? 2 out of those 4 provinces, Ontario and Quebec, even though Quebec was not really a part of the provincial, but let's just say yes, QSWP. I still applied under QSWP, Quebec Regular Skilled Worker Program. I still applied under that. Do you understand? And at the end of the day, I was selected under Ontario and Quebec. I was also selected under Prince Edward Island that I applied to as a Saskatchewan. But again, I never had a job offer from any of those provinces. I never had any family member that gave me additional points under those provinces. I never had friends that gave me additional points under those provinces. I didn't have existing work experience in Canada to give me additional points under those provinces. I didn't have any degree, diploma, or certificate from Canada to add under those what? Under those provincial nominee programs. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So please understand, even if one door shuts down, the door of job offers shuts down, understand the doors of provincial nominee programs are still open. They did not say, they have never said that they will close all the provincial nominee programs. They are still what? They are still open to the what? The general public. So if you want to actually get selected, if you want to get the opportunity to move to Canada as what? To move to Canada under the PMPs, under the what? Under the express entry, but the PMP is linked towards the express entry. You understand? And you want to learn how to go about it because most people don't even know how to go about it. Then click on the link that I'm sharing on the chat section now, aos.ning.ng/pr. You can go on that website and learn more because Knowledge is potential power. The more knowledge you have, the more ready you are going to be when it comes to what? When it comes to learning or working towards your immigration. So first of all, learn. What do you need to know about, you understand, PMPs? What do you need to know about PR, the PR process, and how can you actually position yourself in a way that what you'll be much more needed, you'll be much more informed about what is needed in Canada, and you just follow through. You understand? You just follow through the requirements of Canada and become someone that will finally be selected to actually immigrate towards to Canada. So thank you very much, everyone. If we don't have any questions at this time, then we'll call it a day. But don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share this. You understand? Also follow us on your favorite platforms. We are on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we are on what do you call it now? We're also on TikTok and YouTube. So you can always join, you understand, our live sessions any other time that you see us actually coming on live. So thank you very much, everyone. And if we don't have any questions or comments, then we'll call it a day. Bye, everyone, for now. Au revoir. Bye bye. So don't forget to join us on our subsequent videos or our subsequent lives later on. You understand? We'll always be having at least one of them every week. Do you understand? So bye for now, everyone. Au revoir.